Wix is a great website builder, not only for your e-commerce store, but just for a regular website. But what if you don't like Wix, or what if you think that the pricing is too high? What are the alternatives? And to this conversation, I want to give you the top 10 alternatives for Wix. Here is a review I really want you to pay attention to. Number 10, you have Canva. Our score 7.4 over 10. So, given that Canva is generally considered to be a user-friendly graphic design tool and not a website builder, I mean, it's admittedly not the right, it shouldn't be in this ranks here. However, if your web design needs are very simple, Canva can work out as a great Wix alternative, because Canva now features, not long ago they started doing this, okay, they now feature website building capabilities. This is because in addition to letting you having fantastic visuals and videos, Canva actually gives the users a website building feature. Okay, so now I have to say that it's very basic, it's very simple, nothing complicated. It's free also, but it is what it is. If you're looking for a simple online presence for your store, you should try Canva. By the way, welcome back to the show. I really appreciate having you here. We're having a quick convo about Wix alternatives in today's conversation. And today, and one thing I want to say here is that number 9, Ecwid. Our score 8 over 10. Ecwid is really great also. Now, Ecwid actually started out as a widget for adding e-commerce to any site, hence the name Ecwid. Okay, and that remains, in our view, its main focus. So Ecwid gives you a snippet of code that you can insert on your site, which then adds a comprehensive range of selling features to it. Okay, and the cool thing here is that in recent years, Ecwid has actually created their instant site feature that lets you create simple but attractive one-page stores that can live on a custom domain, your site name.com, etc. Okay, so but again, as I said before, it has to be a one-page store. And the cool thing about Ecwid that we love here is that it's very user-friendly. Okay, and on top of that, the platform can actually be used entirely for free, because Ecwid's free plan is basic though. It limits you to selling actually just five products, and only via your own e-commerce website. In other words, you can forget about selling on Facebook, Amazon. That might not be enough, or that might be enough for some site owners. But in general, if you want to scale, the free plan is not really where the juice is at. Okay, in terms of pricing for Ecwid, it's totally free. Number 8, we have here GoDaddy Website Builder. Our score 8.2 over 10. So when you think about GoDaddy Website Builder, I want you to think about a popular website building platform that, like Wix, gives you a decent amount of content management and e-commerce functionality out of the box. Okay, and so the thing is, you have like if you go with GoDaddy Website Builder, you're able to sell larger digital files up to 20 gigabytes in size. Wix limits you to selling only 1 gigabyte downloads. Okay, and another advantage that we love about GoDaddy is that they generally bundle generous email marketing tools with their plans, while Wix charges you extra for access to full email marketing features. Okay, the main reason for choosing Wix over GoDaddy involves the fact that Wix is more sophisticated. It has a more sophisticated content management system, CMS. Its drag and drop editor is considerably more flexible than the GoDaddy equivalent. Okay, and Wix also gives you a more built-in fonts, stock images, and blogging tools. I'm not even talking about the themes. Wix is way ahead of GoDaddy when it comes to themes. Okay, so by the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. What are we having a conversation about? I'm just sharing with you the top 10 Wix alternatives when it comes to website building. Number 7, we have Big Cartel. Our score 8.5 over 10. So when you think about Big Cartel, I want you to think about a website and store building platform that was originally designed to facilitate sales of creative products. Okay, here I'm just talking about music, paintings, jewelry, etc. And it still retains this focus, by the way, on artists and makers, but it is increasingly used more like generally for all types of businesses. Okay, so Big Cartel gives you a cheap and cheerful way to start an e-commerce business when you really think about it. So, for example, Big Cartel does have a few advantages over Wix, even though Wix is more superior though, because Big Cartel lets you sell a smaller number of products for free, up to 5. Think about it. Wix always charges you to access e-commerce functionality. There's nothing free with Wix. Big Cartel is considerably cheaper than Wix, and Big Cartel is easier to use. So those are things you need to think about. Number 6 we have here, BigCommerce, our score. 8.8 over 10. So BigCommerce in our view can be a great alternative to Wix. So like its key rival Shopify, BigCommerce is a platform that was designed with e-commerce 100% in mind, and accordingly boasts a similar range of sophisticated selling tools that you won't find in Wix. For example, end-to-end multi-currency conversion, better tax calculation features, better e-commerce analytics, more payment gateways, more dropshipping apps, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, however, BigCommerce's drag and drop editor is not as good as Wix's. Its templates range is much more limited, and it's not as user-friendly. Okay. So as with Shopify, I'll speak about Shopify later on, but BigCommerce can be a really strong alternative to Wix, but only if your main focus is e-commerce. If your aim is to create a content-heavy site and do some multiple selling on the side, then Wix usually remains the better choice. Number 5 we have here, Webflow, our score. 9 over 10. So Webflow is typically used as a solution for creating extremely bespoke website that make very heavy use of animations and interactive features. Okay. And the main reason you might want to use Webflow instead of Wix is if you want complete control over your website template design, or you want to build an animation heavy website. While Wix is very much of a templated solution, you can create truly unique and stunning designs of your own with the controls provided by Webflow. Now, the cool thing is that those designs are exportable too, so you can create a site in Webflow and host it whatever you want. Okay, this is impossible with Wix, which always ties you to its walled garden style platform. So Wix is definitely the easier platform to use, however, and if you are new to web design, you will find it much simpler to use to actually put a website together with. Okay, I'm speaking here about Wix. Okay, and you can learn. And the thing is about Webflow is that Webflow is not really. It is visually appealing, but there is some kind of learning curve. Okay, and the learning curve can be steep or flat depending on your prior experience. But with Wix, you have the drag and drop editor that actually makes things a lot easier for you. Number 4, we have Square, our score, 9.2 over 10. So Square Online started life they actually started their business model as a point of sale solution for accepting in-person transactions. Okay. Now with the acquisition of the website building tool Weebly, whose technology the platform now incorporates, it has gradually evolved into a solution that lets you build websites and e-commerce stores too. And Square Online is aimed at small business owners, particularly those working in the catering industry. So if you are in that industry, you might want to check out Square Online. Now, Square and Wix are fairly close matched in terms of basic quality, with the main edge that Square has over the platform being responsive templates. Okay. And we love the fact that this templates automatically resize your site to suit the device it's been viewed on. Okay. Whether it's mobile, desktop, or laptop. But the main reason why you might want to opt for a Square over Wix is if you need high quality point of sale features. Given its heritage, when you really think about it, Square offers some very strong POS features that, as things stand, trump Wix's. Okay, it's worth noting that Square places a particular focus on restaurant owners and accordingly comes with special features that make running food and drink businesses easier. For example, table management, tipping, and loyalty card functionality. So this is kind of important. So if you own a restaurant or a takeout business, you may find Square to be much more a more natural fit than Wix. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're still having a conversation about the top 10 Wix alternatives that you need to really consider right now. Number 3, we have WordPress. Our score, 9.5 over 10. Now, WordPress comes in 2 versions. So you have the hosted version and you have the self-hosted one. The hosted version is like Wix, a browser-based product that gives you a range of built-in, easy-to-use website building features. Either version of WordPress is better than Wix if blogging is the key part of what you're doing. WordPress is the best-in-class publishing tool, allowing you to use your blog content in a huge number of imaginative ways. Okay, so on the more expensive hosted WordPress plans, you get selling features provided via WooCommerce, a very well spaced e-commerce tool that gives you considerably more selling features than Wix. Okay, merchants who are serious about e-commerce usually opt for the hosted version of WordPress. However, this is an open source version of the platform that you download for free and install on your own hosting. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And the thing about WordPress over Wix is that you have absolute control over everything. Okay, if that's important for you, then go ahead and choose that. Number 2 here we have Shopify. Our score 9.6 over 10. So if you're selling product, if selling online is your main goal and you want to use an all-in-one hosted solution to do so, then Shopify is the best alternative to Wix. This is because Shopify lets you sell products in just about any way you like, whether that's via an online store at point of sale or via a huge range of drop shipping suppliers. Okay, and so this is kind of cool. And the e-commerce tools in Wix, while reasonably good, end up looking quite basic in nature, okay, when compared to Shopify's. So in particular, Shopify is a much better solution for international selling than Wix. Unlike the latter, it facilitates end-to-end automatic currency conversion. It also gives you more sophisticated tools than like for managing local taxes and import duties. And Shopify also gives you more generous email marketing tools. Although Wix bundles some free email marketing features with its premium plans, you have to pay extra to mail a significant number of subscribers. By default, you can only email 200 people for free with Wix. Okay, so Wix, in our view, remains the better choice, arguably, for content-related applications. So its drag and drop editor is much more flexible than Shopify's, and it lets you create more galleries, slideshows, data capture forms, and other content blocks out of the box. Okay, something to really think about. Number 1, the best of the best in our view, Squarespace. Our score, 9.8 over 10. In many ways, Squarespace is perhaps the most obvious alternative to Wix. Like Wix, it is a popular website builder that is geared mainly towards small businesses and solopreneurs. It gives its users a mix of easy-to-use content presentation tools along with basic but very usable e-commerce features. Okay, so Squarespace, like Wix, lets you build your own website without needing any coding knowledge. Okay, the main advantages Squarespace has over Wix involves things like ease of use. Squarespace has a very clean, intuitive interface and a drag and drop editor that is more straightforward to use than Wix's. The themes. Although Wix offers a huge range of themes to choose from, the Squarespace templates are truly something special and arguably feature best-in-class aesthetics. You have responsive design, so unlike Wix, Squarespace uses responsive design in all its templates, meaning they will automatically adjust themselves to appear correctly on any device, okay, mobile, tablet, desktop. With Wix, more manual work is needed to create a mobile version of your site. And remember that Google favors responsive websites too and can give them preferential treatment in search results. You have tab faces, okay, you have bandwidth and storage. So while Wix varies this according to plan type, you get unlimited bandwidth and storage on all Squarespace plans. When it comes to tab faces, you have a much wider range of fonts that's available in Squarespace than in Wix. If you have made it so far, I want to reward you with a bonus. Okay, I want to talk about online marketplaces like Amazon, Etsy, and eBay because this could be let's say a valuable alternative to Wix. Also, I mean, given that many people are interested in Wix because of its selling features, a lot of the alternatives I just mentioned to you are solutions that let you build a standalone store. Right now, online marketplaces like Amazon, Etsy, and eBay differ from these marketplaces because they are online stores and enormous ones at that. So, but you can of course still use these marketplaces to sell products on, and the main advantage of doing this rather than using Wix for e-commerce is that you are gaining access to ready-made, large audiences of people who want to buy things. Okay. By contrast, when you set up a Wix store, it's up to you to find an audience for it via inbound marketing, blogging, SEO, online advertising. The other advantage of using online marketplaces instead of building a Wix website is that you don't have to worry you don't have to worry that much about web design tasks. Things like domain registration, graphic design, navigation design, user experience, UX, copywriting, and so on. When you use services like Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, you are simply listing your products on an existing website, not creating an entirely new one. Okay, so those are things you need to really think about. But I mean, obviously, with everything in life, you have advantages and you have disadvantages, right? So the disadvantage of using online marketplaces over Wix are that you have much less control over your brand and less opportunities for content marketing. Additionally, they are not great for dropshipping. So, I mean, you can still do dropshipping via Amazon. You can do dropshipping via eBay. There are plugins. There are third-party plugins for that. AutoDS being one of them. You can also do dropshipping via Wix also. Okay, but you need to have not Wix via Etsy, but you do have via print on demand. But you do need access to third-party apps. So for us, the ability, the necessity for a third-party app for an external element before you can actually make sales is something that is constitute, in our view, a weakness when it comes to those three top marketplaces. There are a lot more though. Besides Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, you have Newegg, you have Bonanza, you have a lot of them. You have Walmart Marketplace, you have Facebook Marketplace, and so on and so forth. Let me give you a few pro tips before we actually kind of close to this conversation. It's really important to understand here that, when we there are some other Wix alternatives to consider. I mean, I've given you 10 of them or 11. I mean, no, 11 if you're thinking about the marketplaces, but there are a lot of them. I mean, there are lots of other website builders available and some other Wix competitors that you might wish to investigate. So you have Duda, for example. You have Gator by HostGator. You have Ionos, 1&1. Okay. You have Jimdo. You have Pixpa. You have Strikingly. You have Volusion. You have Webnode. So those are players that are really also kicking ass big time. Okay. So it's really important to really understand that at the end of the day, what really works for you will depend on what kind of players you're looking for. Okay. But if you were to close your eyes, if somebody were to ask you, what are Wix's main competitors? I want you to say right off the bat, without even thinking, Squarespace and Shopify. Okay, Squarespace and Shopify. Those are the top two in terms of user base, size, and features. Okay, and Wix is not really an entirely free website builder. I mean, you can use it for free. An entirely free plan is available. However, this is fairly basic. Features like prominent Wix advertising and doesn't let you sell any products. Okay, so the question is it really worth it for you? So the main advantages of Wix are that it's easy to use. Okay, the drag and drop builder is just fantastic. It comes with a large range of website templates, and its content management system is highly flexible. What about the disadvantages, the cons of Wix? Well, Wix lacks responsive templates. Okay, so even though they have about 800 to 850 templates, those templates are not responsive automatically. You have to do other stuff to be able to make them responsive. And we know you don't want to spend too much time on that, okay? And Wix doesn't come with end-to-end multi-currency selling features, and Wix doesn't also let you switch templates. So this could be a detriment. This could be a really like a deal breaker for some people, okay? And so which platform is easier to use than Wix? Well, it really depends on what you are after, but in our view, in our analysis, Squarespace is really Squarespace has a better CMS content management system. It's friendlier than Wix's when it comes to laying out content, and Shopify is easier to use than Wix for inventory management. So if inventory management is your big deal, you want to go after, you want to choose Shopify. before we close to this conversation, I really want to acquaint you with our e-commerce platform evaluation approach. We have a strong system in place when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing e-commerce platforms. I'm going to show you a series of screenshots on the website. On the screen. Please take a look at our criteria, and I'll do a recap afterwards. All right, let's quickly recap here. So the top 10 Wix alternatives. Number 1, we have Squarespace, our score, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have Shopify, 9.6 over 10. Number 3, we have WordPress, our score, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, we have Square, 9.2 over 10. Number 5, we have Webflow, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have BigCommerce, 8.8 over 10. Number 7, we have Big Cartel, 8.5 over 10. Number 8, we have GoDaddy Website Builder, 8.2 over 10. Number 9, we have Equate, our score, 8 over 10. And number 10, last but not the least, we have Canva, our score, 7.4 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.